Okay, so I was watching this video on, let me start over. Pause this. Alright, so I don't have a name yet for myself. I don't know if I want to use my real name or not. But the point of this video is that this morning I got a huge inspiration. Well, I guess not an inspiration. Well, inspiration for this video. I was watching this video from Joe Dispenza, and it was one of those videos where he has someone kind of talk about their experience while he commentates on it very much. But during that, this lady, her name was Mira, she explained her um she was explaining her life basically and about how she got to where she got, which is, you know, being, I guess, healed and all of that. If you're in the woo woo spiritual environment, you kind of know what I'm talking about, but this is my first time really explaining this. So I am a little bit nervous because I'm talking to myself, looking at this damn computer screen, looking at myself, and this shit is different. This is different. This is different for me. So, I was watching that video and she said something that really struck me. And I'll do a trigger warning because we are talking about a reference to a self-harm attempt. But what she said about that attempt is what really struck me because I've been depressed before. I never really had any intent to harm myself ever. Like, I've never really felt like it was something I should do, so I always thought I shouldn't do it. And that's not, you know, not because of some like self-righteous thing. It just felt like if I felt like if I did it, I would regret it. Like I've always felt like if I would do that to myself, I would regret it immensely, and also I would cause a lot of harm with whoever has to find me in that predicament. So, that was something I always kind of, even if I was feeling down, even if I was depressed, even if I felt the worst in the bottom of the barrel, I always was like, I won't do that. And then one night, I was taking some edibles. It was Delta 8. It was legal in Atlanta. It was Delta 8. I got it from literally from a store. Um, so I don't even understand because I'm so far removed from that, but what stuck with me, like from the energy and the feeling of that moment, but what stuck with me is that I got very, 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 very affected by the edibles that I'd taken. And I was by myself. I wasn't necessarily by myself. I was in a I was in a house. I don't know if I was alone in the home because I shared it with other people, but they all had their own things going on. This is like a home share situation. But I don't even know if there was like an idea that I got or like a maybe if I do it this way, it won't actually be me. It'll be just like a mistake. And going back to the Joe Dispenza thing, she said when she made her attempt that she heard this really mean voice tell her to go back. And I'm smiling even though it's not funny, but it's because like I also heard a mean voice tell me to stop. I wish I could remember exactly what it said, but it was just like, what are you doing kind of vibe, like what is like, so you want to do that? This is how you want to end everything? This is how you want everything to go? Kind of vibe. And so I didn't actually hurt myself. And honestly, it was like it literally could have it would literally was like I was very high. I was laughing about something and I was sitting on the edge of my bed and I had an elevated bed at the time. And if, I could have fallen over and like seriously hurt myself, um, and I probably would have if I had fallen, but I didn't because of that voice. And I just can't believe that. I guess I should not think that anything experience is unique at this point, but like I just can't believe that someone else had that voice talk to them and be like, bro, what the heck are you doing? Like, get your ass back in the bed and get your shit together because this is not how we going out. We not going out like this, basically. It's how I want to, how I feel like it was. And that voice has stuck with me for so long. I was like, which one of my guides, which one of y'all was roughing me up? Because I needed it, actually. Clearly, I needed it. But because of that voice, so many magical things have happened in my life. Like, I know who I am. I feel confident. I feel centered. I feel loved. I feel so much joy. Like when I said I was far removed from that energy, it is so foreign to me to say these words because I feel like it's easier for me to talk about and even laugh about because of how far removed I am from that energy. And I just wanted to put this on video. I don't know if I'm gonna post this. I should post this. I will post this in some capacity. But for anybody out there who is ever feeling like life is too much, I want to be the mean voice for you. I want to tell you to get your ass back from the ledge, back in other people, back around other people that love you. If you have people that love you, I just want you to take that beat because and I also want you to think about the damage you're doing not only to yourself but anyone who has to deal with the fact that they've lost you, that you had instead of talking or instead of asking for help, you you took an extreme option. And I just want to tell you right now, I've had a really fucking tough life. Let's just put that out here. I had a very tough life, okay? And we're not doing we will not do the tough life Olympics, okay? Other people's tough is not the same as other people's tough. But the feeling, the sentiment, the despair is the same. And so if you get to a point where you are in despair, I plead to you to try something else, do something else, do anything else. Speak to someone. If it's gotten that bad, speak to someone, call a hotline, just anything. I This is actually a few months after I had, which is so crazy to say, but like I had my lowest of the low experience and feeling about myself. I hated myself. I hated where I was. I hated almost everything about me except the fact that I could keep a job. Like that's literally the only thing for me that was redeemable for myself at the time. So, if you can find any glimmer of hope in yourself, just whew, take a step back and watch or read some Joe Dispenza. Life can get better. And what's so funny is like he is not even, he's for me a blip on the journey of spirituality. I've seen so many different teachers. I watched so many videos. I've read so many books. There are so many things that you can do on your spiritual journey. It doesn't have to be one person. And in fact, I personally would actually caution you against following only one person because there's so much information out there and you're just limiting yourself if you just follow one person's advice, one person's um, guidance. And the whole thing with Joe Dispenza, he has a whole bunch of people that have all gone through this, so they're all speaking through him. So at least in that aspect, you have like an army, a literal army of people that are having these experiences, and they're the same, and it's consistent enough to be studied. And he has been doing a very, very long experiment for this, and I'm just kind of excited to see what happens when he finally feels like he has enough data. But I didn't know where this was gonna go. I don't know if I even am like impacting the way that I feel like I wanted to, the way I was inspired by this woman, Mira, on Joe Dispenza's YouTube channel. But she just that her saying that that mean voice sent her back was just like, oh my God, I also had a mean voice like talk to me and was like, bitch, what the fuck you doing? Like, obviously they didn't say it that way, but that was the energy. That was the energy was like, if you do not like your mom, if you had a strict mom, if you do not get, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. See what happens. Like that kind of energy. It was insane. It was crazy. It was real. And it was scary because I don't even think I was fully conscious of what I was doing, but they made it so that I would be, so that I would understand, like, this is what you're doing. This is what you're intending to do. You're intending to give up. And I thank that voice. Even if it was some figment of my imagination or some adverse effect to the edible I had taken, that voice saved my life. And since then, my life has been an upward trend and it's going to keep going that way. And yeah, like if you just have faith, if you have faith in yourself in something more than yourself and in yourself, or one or the other, or both, whew, you can make mountains move, like legitimately, like truly. I've never thought that I would get to this point. I never thought that I would be in a place spiritually, mentally, at all, like physically, my outward environment where I would be self sufficient, living on my own, paying all my own bills, completely independent of anyone else, and also happy, also loving myself, also hopeful for the future, even if I don't exactly know what the future is going to look like because a bitch like to plan, okay? So, I don't know how to end this. I'm hoping to have a tagline that says like remember yourself, remember who you are, remember your power. But I think we all need to take the steps to remember ourselves. We are not what we see. We are not what we see. We're so much more than that. And if you could just get a little piece of that knowledge, of that remembrance, of that who you actually are, oof, your life will be so much better. Like, so much better. Ah, like, the inside of me is living in a gold castle right now. And it's just gonna keep expanding and getting more and more and more thrilling. And I just hope and wish and pray that for everyone else, everyone, even the people I hated in the past, everyone, this is what we deserve. This is the power that's within you. So I think it will be remember yourself, remember your power, remember your power, remember you got the power, you got it. So remember it.